Good evening all. Welcome to the 5th day program of online short-term course on Adaptation of Aquatic Systems to Climate Change. With the blessings of a beloved founder, Chancellor Colonel Dr. J.P.R. Sir, I am happy to welcome you all. On behalf of the Center for Ocean Research, we sincerely express our deepest thankfulness to our Honorable Chancellor Ma'am, Dr. Maria Zina Johnson, and our President Sir, Dr. Mary Johnson, for their constant guidance, support, and encouragement in all our activities. I also welcome our respected Director Research Ma'am, Dr. B. Sheila Rani, Honorable Guest Speaker today, Dr. S. Nagaratnam Sir, and Dr. E. Vivekanandan Sir, respected Advisor of Satyabama University TVA, Dr. Sheshadri Sir, and our Center Head, Dr. D. Inbagadan Sir. Moving to the technical session, today we have respected Dr. S. Nagaratnam Sir. Dr. S. Nagaratnam is a professor and head, Department of Communication, Chairperson, School of Linguistics and Communication, Madurai Kamaraj University. He has been mentoring MSc Visual Communication and Guiding, PhD in Journalism and Mass Communication. Under his guidance, 6 candidates were awarded PhDs. He has been a project coordinator or director for DST, Government of India, and Vigyan Prasad supported research projects, and also project supports by Internews Network USA. He has conducted several training programs for youth, media persons, aspiring journalists, students, and scholars. He has been actively engaged in protecting ecosites in and around Madurai, and he is a part of EcoVision Indica, a national level group of experts. He has completed MA, PhD in journalism and mass communication in Madurai Kamaraj University. His research interests are environment, nature communication, and ecology and media. Recently, he received National Award for Outstanding Efforts in Science and Technology Communication through Traditional and Innovation Methods from Honorable President of India on 28 to 2020 at New Delhi. In 2019, Science City of Andhra Pradesh awarded Outstanding Science Service Award at Vijayawada for his science popularization activities. He visited UK, USA, and Nepal. He has written many journal articles and also edited handbooks for vernacular media persons in association with UNDP, Earth Journalism Network, etc. I welcome you, sir. Now the session is over to you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, very good evening to Umandal. Respected Dr. E. Vivekanandan, respected head of the Center for Ocean Research, Dr. Inbakandan, and fraternal colleagues, fellow colleagues from Satyabama University, and also the other members who supported the program. The participants who are all present online in this evening, I extend my pleasant evening to everyone, and also it is my privilege to present to the almost, I think that most of the participants here present are science graduates, scientists, and also who have been involving in scientific activities. Hence, I am with a background with mass communication. I would like to blend both the climate change and the communication, the mass communication. It will be a very good opportunity to talk before you, because I thought that it will be a right forum, because some of you may become in future. I am talking about the scholars present here, may become scientists or administrators of scientific affairs in the Department of Ministries of Government of India, so that that will all you will be there here, or otherwise become a academic circles, whoever so. But here I wanted to tell that the communication and the science are two independent domains. When it get blended rightly, the science communication will be born. Our Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru the first Prime Minister of India, mentioned in 1946 in the Discovery of India, in the book Discovery of India, he mentioned about the scientific temper. It is also very well present in our constitution also, where the term scientific temper is present. The scientific tempered society only will survive in this world successfully, or it will become as a developed nation. If it is not, if it is a superstitious society, or otherwise the society without a scientific temper cannot succeed in many frontiers of this challenged world. So that I thank for the opportunity to discuss both the climate change and science communication notions. Usually, when we are talking about science communication, whether it can be, many people think that whether it can be done by journalists or otherwise scientists or otherwise any one of the public person or common people. But it is not vested with one particular person, but it is open for anyone. It can be delivered, it can be discussed, it can be disseminated by anyone who is interested. So that it must be understood by a common man. That's what the science communication is lies on, and the scientists mostly sometimes reluctant to communicate, because this is another type of genre where they can work sometimes, so that seek help from others outside. But when a scientist communicate effectively, the message, the right message, will be gone and will go for public. And also, if a journalist communicate to the society in the sense, definitely, if he gets a right message from a scientist, or otherwise, if he has a right combination of many scientists, definitely the communication strategy will succeed. Here we have been seeing in this title page, we are seeing a campaign of Save Vaigai in Madurai, where we had culminated more than 300 persons. Many of the students, for the first time, they entered on the beds of a river, where we had a small cleanup drive. But how it can be taken as a tool for science communication, we will discuss it later. Next slide. Here I am showing a small one-page article. I am here showing it to you. I written this in 2004, immediately after the tsunami attacked the Indian coastal area, coastal cities and coastal areas, villages. I actually advocated for installing tsunami warning system in the Indian Ocean, including Bay of Bengal, like in the Pacific, which a system present in Pacific Ocean, where we know that in Chile we usually have more earthquakes, and also you know that even New Zealand, if you go there, you can feel tremors anytime. So that what we had advocated in this article, and an article published before this piece of information, that I personally wrote without any input from scientists, because that time I did not know anyone. With available literature, I wrote this article. At the same time, the President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, convened a meeting regarding an establishment of a tsunami warning system to the entire Indian Ocean with the help of UNESCO. In future, then it was helped by it help. It was the UNESCO extended help to the setting up of the tsunami warning system. What I am telling that if something published in newspaper, people think that it is very important. When and also India does not have any public survey on public understanding of science survey. There is no survey had been conducted or being conducted by any of Indian any one of the Indian agencies, but we know that Britain has been doing it, and also Australia has been doing it, and the United States of America has been doing it. They have been conducting the survey that whether science is useful to you or otherwise whether science is beneficial to you. Most of the surveys conducted in these developed nations are positive towards science. When people think that science is beneficial to them, it will benefit to them. And also if some sort of information they get from the media in the sense, definitely they think that it is for them, it is important. So that when we publish some even small matter, it will definitely get noticed among public. That's what. When we are talking about climate change, for example, climate change is a complex thing. When we are dealing with the climate change, you cannot say to a common man that the climate is changing in the sense someone may ask you what is that? How will you say that? You know that for past 4 years we have been seeing that in the America or the supporting nations denying the climate change. When it is denied in the sense, it is very important that how we can proceed with efforts or proceed with initiatives to curtail the negative impact of climate change. That is very difficult. You know that temperature in land or temperature on the surface of the sea or the carbon dioxide in atmosphere or intensity of storms or the sources of greenhouse emissions may be rightly understood by the media persons or journalists or any other person who regularly writes to the media. So we are thinking that when we are saying climate is changing, we should understand the basic concepts behind the scientific concepts, the basic scientific concepts behind the climate change. Because you cannot go directly to the people and say that this is and that is. When you are saying that if it is not understood by the people, it is very difficult. For example, you see that the basic technical jargons, if you use regularly before a community or before journalists, it may not sometime workable. When, for example, red, if you say red, for example, reducing emissions from forest degradation and enhancing forest carbon stocks in developing countries, if you say in that way, when you are not abbreviating it, when you are not expanding it, when you say abbreviation of red, some may not get the point. then it will be very difficult. Sometimes people understand that what are the vulnerabilities towards the changing climate will be a big news to the journalist. For example, they may not bother about big scientific concepts or statistics, too much of statistics. Sometimes if you convert to those statistics to local level, and if you are impressing them that you will be vulnerable to the extreme conditions you face, that will also be one of the items which we have to think. And another is the coastal issues. Nowadays, we have been the world, the attention of the world turned to the coastal area, where marine and coastal health is very important for the public health. When the microplastics entered and the other contagious things, and also this entire sewage of the world let in by the administrations of various cities, sees that this is a place where we can let in the sewage, and also you can see n number of vessel moving traffic in the marine routes, and also overfishing, whether it is overfishing or climate change. The climate change will definitely, you just understand that climate change definitely increase the vulnerability. That's what we say. It will not be a magical wand that you can show before the public that it will be the climate change. Climate change will blend with the existing conditions. That's what many people cannot be able to understand the real negativity of the climate change, so that they become deniers. For example, how a storm, how a hurricane becomes so intense in the nowadays. Why it has been a routine affair now. Why it has been a very big headache for the governments and also the politicians. Because not only the onion price will make politicians tear. The hurricane or COVID-like situations impacted by. We have been talking about One Health, where mainstreaming is discussing about One Health. One Health in the sense animals in the land and the sea should be healthy. If it is healthy, only the human being on the land will be healthy. Or otherwise, who is discussing? We can see it in the research papers, or otherwise established books published by reputed book houses. But who will intimate all these things to public, general public, so that people may not be interested in knowing about the conditions of the polar bear after the fragmentation of snow there. But sometimes, if they are thinking that we are very vulnerable to the sea level rise, or otherwise we will face a severe drought, or otherwise you will face a difficulty of health condition of your because of your groundwater was contaminated and it is not adequately your tableware low because it is adequately and also adequately contaminated. Then you think it will be harm your health if you say, then people definitely listen to you. The main objective of any science communication in the instant of climate change is will be like disaster risk and reduction. Disaster risk and reduction in the sense how we can stop a storm, how we can we able to stop the storm, or can we able to stop the COVID, or otherwise any other ending of pandemics in future also? No. Why? Because we have been saying it. If you have a well-informed people, if you have a well-informed citizen, if you have a well-informed community, then they can able to cope up with the situation, and they can able to live up with the extreme conditions. That's what the scientists like you will wish. Because, and also for example, other than that, We cannot see extreme events like the hurricane will not only associated with climate change. We cannot say this one is associated with climate change, that one is associated with climate change. But even, for example, aquaculture, like in that is the sub area of animal husbandry, and also the agriculture. What is the implications, impact of climate change in the aquaculture and the agriculture? People have traditional knowledge to cope up with their ability to live with the extreme conditions. When drought, they will have a different sort of variety of crops. The yield may be different. When they are every year, they have been learning that they wanted to change the crop. They wanted to they tried to give adequate irrigation facilities with the minimum number of resources. So who is documenting it? Who is documenting the traditional knowledge of coping with the extreme conditions? Why you cannot correlate with the extreme conditions with the climate change? Who is actually informing them? Journalists will not declare. Definitely, I am saying journalists will not declare by themselves that this event is related with climate change, unless otherwise a reputed scientist or otherwise a person who is in a position to declare that with at least a basic basic evidences. This may be a related one with climate change. Otherwise, they won't. Disaster risk reduction will be done only through the communicating the strategies and recovery. When see, for example, I visited all the places of Kaja cyclone affected places. I saw even monkeys were begging, like you may not see that. Monkeys were begging on the roads for food because the entire coastal area of Point Kalimia was devastated and the Ramar Point was completely devastated, where the animal go for their food. It is very difficult. The same situation is also for a human being. We can mobilize the food grains from one place to another place. We can get help from one country to another country when we are having the disaster situation. But animals not, and nature will definitely give in some other form to feed them. But anyway, the animal kingdom faces several sort of problems. Likewise, within the ocean, who will know that? We can send the robots to see the seabed, how it has been changed, or whether it is a sea grass has been devastated during this severe current triggered by climate change. Or otherwise, we are talking about Dugang, their ecological service. Who is bothered about the ecological service of sea cucumber or Dugang? Nobody. And when it is only the matter of scientists, and it is when it is coming the livelihood issue, when they are facing the shortage of fishing on the sea, only they get help like scientists like Dr. E. Vivekanandan or Dr. Inbakandan. Or otherwise, people will not bother about the animals they are not eating at all. But we don't know that how all the creatures on the planet is helping ourselves to survive in the planet successfully. That's what we should discuss now, and also the need of why we should need the media. Why should we need the media? Without the media, we cannot do that. See, for example, dissemination of information and also public BUS is public understanding of science or public awareness of science. Role of media is enormous. You should not have any doubt on that. The various type of other media, we will discuss it. Communicating to media is a very important another thing, where reporters and editors and press, if one particular reporter gives regularly about fish, the editor may deny it. Last week you gave us news, then you are giving the same news Will it be boring for audience? He will ask definitely. So, if it is not sensitized, if the editors are not sensitized, or the reporters are not sensitized, the press media are not sensitized, we cannot disseminating the purposeful information to the public. So that engaging media is very important. Whenever we see with media, we have to be very informed and very ready. We have to give them press releases, kits, photographs, and all. Otherwise, they will not. For example, sometimes see why sometimes we fail to get attention of the media. Here is why. For example, routine level. There is a routine level is there where you can contact your reporter. Then he will say, definitely, sir, I will publish it. Then he will also publish it. It is like a routine because he understands the minimal impact of that particular issue, and he publishes it and forget it. That is routine level. It fits on the deadline. He will give the, if it is a weekly journal, he will give the deadline to the week time, or otherwise, if it is a daily publication, he will file the news on the day itself. We need a specialized reporting. Why we need a specialized reporting? If a person, if a journalist knows that if he lost a tiger, if he lost the tigers on the jungle, on top of a hill, we will receive less number of water. How he can able to grasp that matter? When grazing is too much, when it is not maintained by the tigers, the carnivores, if it is growing, grazing is growing in the sense nobody bothers. For example, if now the forests are being grazed by large number of cattle, and because people not bother about, and sometimes we are not bother about converting tea estates of well-rich grass forest. If we are losing grasses, then we are not receiving adequate water on the rivers. Sometimes we definitely lose it also. So specialized reporting in the sense we need adequate number of training and also sensitizing media. It will be a continuous affair. Why I am saying continuous affairs? There will be a continuous changing of staff in the media. So it will be a routine affair. You have to again and again, you have to sensitize them. And also you should also see that the social media, now people think that the social media have come, why you have to give to press? And you know that social media, people will not believe all in the social media. See, we are living in the misinformation, disinformation, and infodemic world. How one can accept from the social media? But if you have the reputation for your organization, if you are publishing matter on behalf of your own organization, then definitely people will believe even in the social media. But why we have to use, when you have to use social media, when you have to use mainstream media is very important one to consider. For example, mainstreaming contents always goes with mainstream media. Sometimes we have some opinion of our own opinion. Sometimes we have our own opinion that is not reflecting somewhere, or it may not fit for publication in the newspapers, or sometimes it may be a violation of some other form of may not be interest for some people, and also may not be fully verified information sometimes, but it may give some idea to them, to leading idea to newspaper journalists, or otherwise researchers. So that will all coming into the picture when you are using online media. Online media is the freedom of expression. We have been talking about it is ensured in our constitution, Indian constitution. And the online media gives you the voice. You can speak for Dukang. You can speak for sea cucumber. You can speak for overfishing. You can speak for illegal entries in our ocean. But at the same time, you have a lot of information in the sense people can access, retrieve, you can store it. It will be helpful in future also, even for even 10 years after, it will be helpful. So that the scientists, you are all use media as a tool for the purpose of disseminating good information for the people. And also climate change, there are several studies had been conducted. One notable study was a Billet study in 2009. You can see it in online also. He is actually confirming that with the notions, and also the responsibility frame also was ensured. And earlier many people denied about the climate change, not fully understood by the climate change. Climate change where climate change issues were seen politically, international cross-border politically seen, so that there were lot of things were happening. And the Indian studies, one period the thesis also completed in our department about climate change and coverage, whether the newspaper coverage had impacted on the policy of Indian government. We found that policy makers are well advanced, well informed than the journalists. We found that. And also sensationalization and sensible. You can see sometimes people sensationalizing the issue. When people see some negative information, they wanted to sell the information before their audience. So that we will be very alert that it may not go that way. And also sensitizing journalists is very important task to us to train them, to make them responsible, to make them well informed. So that these are all small things. Here we are coming to a few interventions, small interventions by our department with support of small support from the government. That one day we had arranged for a nature trail where you know that Madurai is known for Kadamba trees. Even Meenakshi is called Kadamba Vana Vasini. When in the earlier days, it is epic stories saying that Meenakshi Tirukalyanam held with when the smell of good aromatic, good fragrant smell of Kadamba trees. But now you cannot see one single flower, one single tree in the from the Kadamba, a single Kadamba tree in Madurai. We came to know that one particular tree was there in Vellimalai forest, where I brought some students and youth there. But when we arrived there, we saw that tree was choked and smuggled out, choked away and smuggled out. But we were shocked. Only three, that only three trees are available in Madurai. One is still there in the Meenakshi temple. Another one is in Vellimalai, and another one is in the Kadambiswar temple in Madurai. But the days are gone. But now we have only two. Another one is in the Meenakshi College. So we are having Meenakshi temple, Meenakshi College, and in the Kadambiswar temple. You can see the Mitragaina, Parviflora. Can you able to see that why Madurai lost Kadamba tree? What had happened over the period of centuries? How the climate or otherwise the eco-habitat had been changed now. But I wanted to say one thing that Kadamba trees, we were trying to plant the Kadamba trees wherever possible, but it is a failure one. I don't know that whether the microclimatic conditions here has been changed or not. And the next day, you are seeing the newspaper clippings, smugglers strike, Vellimalai's Kadamba tree vanishes, Kadamba Maram Vettikadda, few other papers were reporting. But when we are telling the information about the trees before the journalist, then only they get some information. And so there are several, after this news item, several small youth groups were trying to plant Kadamba trees, and they were they succeeded in their effort also. For example, this weed you are seeing a weed in the tank. This is very famous tank in Madurai. It is called Kilakuyil Kudi. Kilakuyil Kudi. 1 second. Kilakuyil Kudi, Jain Lotus Temple. It is called. This bead we had we are seeing will be the biggest disturbance there for the lotus plants there, and the earlier look and feel of this even 2000 years before, Jains were living and they had used this water for their drinking purpose. Now I personally tested this water is contaminated with high bacterial high bacterial presence. Why? Because there is no outlet. There is a road, the road came in front of the tank, and there is no water is going let out from the tank. Then it is stagnated. Then people still think that there is a temple also. Now temple also came, and people still thinking that it is quite good for them. It is like Tirtham. But who will say this? For example, these are all, when a climatic condition is when we face adverse drought effect or otherwise over rain or some other events, maybe this one will be more calm to them, to the public, to local public. For example, we had this activity last time, and local people from the village interestingly participated, and the students and youth participated. We cleaned up one portion and saw that the lotus and its beauty. We took number of weeds in the baskets, but it is very hectic task to completely remove it, and it will be a continuous effort. We understood from that, and also there was a clipping. You just see another intervention by ourselves. On the river bed, you know that in rivers, in Gundaru River, you see that the bed is completely dried because of overgrowth on the bed by the Prosopis juliflora. Then for a small intervention event, we got cleaned up, and it was removed. Then the local people very much happy that they can be able to at least see the sense of the riverbed, because it will catch more water and recharge to the ground table. That was a good one. And I wanted to say you all that please don't see that newspapers and televisions and radio are the media for the publications. you have enormous opportunity. For example, here in this GPS information in this river, in the GPS, we actually took the GPS data from the riverbed, where, because you know that the Kirdumal river, this is the Kirdumal river bed. Kirdumal river died, actually already died. We had a small intervention with GPS device along the route of the Kirdumal river, that we found that in many areas there were lot of blocks. People made blocks. They wanted to cross from one land to another land, then they put a tanker lorry size sand on it, and they build a bridge between. Then there was a obstruction. There are several other issues also. We had found that the GPS information definitely will become a media information when it get it published, so that even a photograph like I saw in the Kadamba tree, where we took the photograph there, that was the critical media information to the critical information for the media. They published whatever we had given. They had published, and for example, if we have a leaflet like this, we can able to generate a public attention. We can able to say the plight of the local people. You just please understand that Kirdumal river is the climate change resilience to the Madurai city. If you have more flood in the Vaigai river, where Vaigai river, you will have adverse effect. If Kirdumal river not been alive, if it is dead in the sense, you will face difficulties. The Madurai city will face difficulties. But you know that we are not allowing anything in the riverbed. River within the city died in the sense the contaminated pollutions, sewage waste, and also the septic tank. People go flow the septic. They are emptying their tanks in the river. Then how will a fish will survive? How you will, or otherwise you have a very good ground for mosquito breeding. How you will, how we have to relate it? I am saying that to you in the sense it also includes me. We. How it will be a safe place for. You know that many people along the Kirdumal river do not have any toilet connectivity. They are directly getting it out in the river Kirdumal. Then how it will be safe for people living around along the Kirdumal river? Nobody in the city is talking. No newspaper no newspaper has been has been doing follow-up activity, or not. Our newspapers have not been doing any sincere efforts to protect a particular river. For example, climate change is a very complex issue. Why I am telling that the particular wherever you are living, there are n number of problems you have been facing it. So that we have to be very careful. For example, see, this is the Mariamman Tappakulam in Madurai, where people all around the temple, there are several shops are there in the temple tank. People use the styrofoam earlier. Now it is banned. Earlier they thrown away and they fire on it directly. Then you can see circles. There are several circles like this hot spot, like this dark spots. You can see lot of dark spots. If they are burning styrofoam, what will be the result? People living around the temple tank. Whenever who had studied about the impacts of climate change on Vaigai River. If you don't, if we don't have water in the Vaigai River, how this temple tank will get filled? That's what we have been asking. For example, when we had a drive like this, there was a enormous welcoming by the media. For example, it was a very small intervention. We actually intervene in a small stretch of the Mariamman temple, Mariamman Temple. But you know that, for example, a very big news had come. You know that temple had taken a step that no, see, because it was a public toilet like. Whoever going that route, they can use as an open defecation place. They can pooping it there, so that you can the urination. They are urinating it. You can feel the smell. People are sitting on the walls of the temple tank, but they are also know that people coming. You know that there is no place for their outing, because I am particularly seeing it. If urban nature is destroyed, then it will be adversely impact on the minds of the people. It will definitely create the psychological issues on public. That will be, so that we should protect the public places, the nature of the public places, and also the urban nature, and how we can see it our own lens. This will be as climate change and sociological studies. It must be led. And you are seeing the Vaigai River's Mula Vaigai, where Varsanadi, the under the Mula Vaigai, the Varsanadi is situated. You will not believe that when I visited the area, I found that there were a lot of syringes, there were a lot of beer bottles and alcoholic bottles, and also the broken bottles, and also you can see it. The local municipality allowed the entire sewage of Varsanadu on the beds of the river. See how we can able to digest it. This river directly goes to the Vaigai Dam, where it is actually giving many people receiving water for their drinking water from that Vaigai Dam, and also agriculture purposes. But where we are actually, we don't have any working waste management or sewage management, nowhere. Or otherwise, how will you see? You just imagine how Pallikaranai became a most harmful place in Chennai. And please compare that how the Manipur administration has been the state Manipur has been administrating their state. How how naturally they are maintaining their own environment. How they are valuing their own ecology. One, because we have been growing it. See, climate definitely will infuse through these roots only. It will not come like a devil, and will not make any negative impact on us directly. It will come like this type of roots only. And for example, we had a small meeting with local people that they had exchanged their views. For example, wherever I go, I also invite local communities to exchange their views. They said, you know that when Kannagi in the Silappathiyaram era, when Kannagi crossed the Vaigai River, the reflection of the sun rays on the reflection from the sand reflected on the face of the Kannagi. Now, if you go, what you get a reflection, what you will get reflection from? Definitely not from the sand. Many other substances you can see. But the people say that It was a very beautiful place. It was a very good natural bounty that they have been missing it, because now people have been there are several shops near to the river area, where there is no plan for the wastage in the municipal corporation. Then how we can able to manage it? This another important idea from today. You have to get it from our own experience, that the kachra irupu, from the kachra irupu tank, where we had a small interaction program with the locals, where they've been they had shared their views, how they had been undergoing several issues because of the changed environment at their local. For example, you are seeing we are sitting on the beds of the tank. This is a very beautiful tank. Yeah, cinema shooting also held with Shivaji there, and also you can see the number of lilies and lotus. And behind that, the Nagamalai hill is there, where there were a lot of channels, streams were present to fill the tank earlier days, so that you can see that the tank is full of water, and 400 buffaloes were grazing all around the area. People lived with that resource. Resource for the people, the local people, public, and they used. And you know that they caught the fish there itself. They can directly catch the fish and cook it in their home. But you cannot do it now. Why? Because they have given to the lease to the local contractors, lease persons. They will not allow anyone on the surface of the tank to catch any single fish, so that the local people suffered because of the reduced intake of nutritious food over the period of time. And also they have to give their money to get the same from the market. And also, you know, there are several buffalo in the sense they are with abundant food resource also, and also they had a money. Now there is no, the situation has changed. You cannot, they are not rearing any other cattle. It reduced, and also because of the families have been choosing another job, and also many coconut trees were planted around to the tank, so that when the work pattern had been changed, was changed by themselves, and many became coconut climbers. They did not rear buffaloes. So the socio-economic conditions have been changed at a family level. For example, when this particular person, Machakalai, is sharing this information, this particular information, the happiness index, how you can relate it with happiness index. If you measure the happiness index with past, will the villagers rate it quite good now? No, definitely. Why? Because what is happening? This is what we have to understand. The scientists should work for the public, and also that must be communicated to the public. And for example, in the Vetamudi century, there were a lot of Prosopis juliflora removed from the beds. The beds, whether it is a Prosopis juliflora or any other plant, it must be removed because the smooth flow of the water will not be allowed otherwise. So that we had taken away, and you just we had another intervention at இதுக்கு முன்னாடி இருக்கிற காமிச்சிட்டீங்களா? முதல்ல காமிச்சிட்டீங்க. இதுக்கு முன்னாடி உள்ள காமிச்சாச்சா? ஓகே. அதுக்கு அடுத்து உள்ளது, அடுத்து okay. So this is you know that people South Tamil Nadu will not call a tank as a lake. In North Tamil Nadu they will call lake, but the only lake people calling is Vadiyur lake. And also you know that the wetland in the Madurai district is only wetland is Vadiyur lake in Madurai. But how it has been tried for encroaching, and also encroachment opportunities were seen by many people around it. But this the Vadiyur Lake housing associations, several network, the people network, they are informing immediately if one enters into the lake, they are informing into the PWD as well as police, so that it has been protected. And also you see that it's a nature's good view that you know half of the Madurai people receiving water from it. But when you are constructing roads, you are blocking the channels. So many channels, inlet channels to the Vadiyur Lake were destroyed by the construction activities, and nobody bothers. But anyway, the PWD is managing to get filling the Vadiyur Lake. This time it is filled because of over rain we had in the last 15 days. In the morning also, Madurai received good rainfall. This season we had very good rainfall, so that we have very good amount of water stored in the tanks. But we don't know that the same amount of storage is filled. It can be filled even while you are receiving less amount of water through rain. You can also see the possibility. But the effective management, this is called resilience, or otherwise adaptation methods. How a river Kirdumal is a natural resilience, like Vadiyur Lake also natural resilience to the people. So when you are doing something for the public, when you are the Times of India had a very good emphasis on the inlets, and also how much Q6 were coming through which channel they had written in this news, so that it was a very good reception by the media. And you know, and for example, in the Pulluth natural water stream, this is also in Madurai. You know, Madurai is how hot is Madurai, but where a river originated, a Kirdumal river originated from Madurai itself, where this is one of the main stream supplying water to the Kirdumal. And also, you know, what is the value of 1 liter water? How much of pure water it has been giving for the locals? Now it is completely destroyed because of people, human activities. For example, they made it a open bar. People on Sunday, Saturday, they go and drink and throw away their bottles. And you know, there are turtles and also monkeys, local monkeys. We had a very small intervention. In that intervention, people this was taken. Then Radio City broadcasted one full interview. Local people after the local people intervention, they said that it is very important for us. And when people get noticed, and also people are shown the pathways to protect their urban nature. For example, earlier people came with the family to spend their time, but now it is not possible. It is actually it is not possible. Why it is not possible? In the sense they are fearing to enter this area. We are here. I am sharing some tips. This was we had published one manual earlier. We had published one manual from with the help of UNESCO and interviews. First when you are communicating to the audience, you have to know your audience. Who will be the audience? And science, politics, economic conditions are there. You should understand that there are several local political issues. When I had a cleanup drive in the Varsanad, then immediately my team was interrogated by the local politicians. Why you came? What is the purpose? They fear that they are being laughed. Then they fear it. So that they are asking. Sometimes they don't want to. If something good happens in the sense, it must be done by themselves. They wanted to say something. They wanted to show like that. Sometimes science, politics, and economics must go aligned in some particular instance, and also the language must be simplified. Yeah, everyone must understand, and photographs, graphs, and maps, so that the information can be carried. And the gender and generation, we have a lot of gender disparity, and also generation care. People have been consuming information item from not only from newspapers, not only from televisions. They've been consuming their own information from various channels, including online, so that we should understand that generation gap should not be there. And reactions, people will not always, if I am talking more than an hour, in the sense people get bored. So that reactions, they wanted to know the reactions. If someone say about climate change, what they had faced, what they had undergone, what they had suffered, like then people get interested to know about the climate change. And the seeds of stories, when you are giving press releases, journalists look for seeds from that press stories, and from that they wanted to contact you, or otherwise they wanted to write a story further, so that attracting reader also be, for example, last time we had a training program where Dr. E. Vivekanandan sir speaking. When he was speaking, journalists wanted to know that why the ocean became green. Very recently, they had also published a news item in the newspaper also, and also television also published that particular information, which was shared by Dr. E. Vivekanandan. So journalists always look for good information, and also with reference to their particular area, so that it will not sometimes it will not you will not your information will not be sold because of these reasons. Okay, so we are at the ending point. We had several instances. Many of the interventions were to protect the nature and environment. Somewhere we had restored somewhat we had restored small areas where we learned how much we have been doing injustice to the habitats we have been living. When habitats being destroyed in the way of polluting, in the way of ugliest treatment, we are not deserving to live that ecological location. Where in the past presentation that E. Vivekanandan beautifully explained about the interrelationship between the living organisms. When you are not, if Dugang not alive, when people will not also will also be affected, and also when you are overfishing it, your food security will be lost. When you are doing some microplastics in the sense, how the research have been doing to remove it, or otherwise using the satellites, or using the robotic items, or otherwise using your own knowledge to make this planet better than earlier is the most expected one from the media persons. With this note, I am concluding my presentation. Thank you very much for patiently receiving my presentation. I am now ready for the question hour. If someone has question, I am very ready to answer it. Thank you very much, one and all. I thank.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Sir, Vivekanandan sir is there? Anu?
Yes, sir, he is there, sir. Vivekanandan sir has to unmute himself.
Let sir comes. Actually, Meenakshi from Asia Media. I think please unmute Meenakshi from Asia Media.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, good evening, sir. This is Meenakshi.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Good evening.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
good evening. Yeah. So I'm doing my postgraduate diploma in journalism in Asian College of Journalism. And right now I'm planning on doing a dissertation on how climate change is being covered by media in India, right, and globally. So one thing that I really liked the presentation, and one of the best things I liked about it is about social and community engagement, right? Somehow when we talk about climate change and when we write articles about climate change, we don't connect it to the people who are impacted by it, right? And that sends a clearer message, when a more emotional social message, when you connect that to socioeconomic issues of people. My question is, let's say on the global scale, right? What we do today impacts even the North Pole and the ice shelves there. So how do we as media people, how do we convey that message without putting fear into the minds of people? And also, what has happened now is that, yeah.
Please repeat the question again, because I had a disruption
Yes, sir.
in the voice.
Okay, sir. Yeah, I'll go again. So I'm saying that I really liked how you use community engagement and social engagement to bring about climate change, right?
Yes.
My question is, in the global scale, what we do today and the plastic bottle that I throw today is going to maybe end up somewhere in the ice shelves, right? And it's going to have a global impact. So how do we as media people convey this message to our readers and not necessarily use fear, right? What has happened is either we use fear, or the public ends up being apathetic or indifferent and say, you know what, it's okay, right? It's a problem and that's okay. It's become a normal thing now, right? Climate change has become normal. Everybody's like, yeah. So how do we communicate to our audience? Yeah, that's
yes. For example, we can see the intervention in the ocean, and also for the ocean for journalists will be a difficult one to cover, unlike the issues on the land can be covered easily, because you can directly visit, you can grasp information, and you can able to see at least. But on the sea, it is very difficult without proper help from the scientists or otherwise administrations. We cannot go. We may definitely depend upon the agencies and their interventions. We have to be closely associated with them, and we should know their interventions, and from that we get news from that. Because, for example, scientists have large number of data and information, but how we are converting those data for the public, because the public understanding and the public discourse will be different on a particular issue. You can easily say that the microplastic is everywhere. People say that yes, they will say yes. But when you are telling particular adverse impact, for example, in one particular fish you are regularly eating, that yes, microplastics. If you write like that, then they will get then definitely they get attention. For example, people, and also, for example, in the last training program, we saw that the government is spending 75 lakhs for the protection of 75 lakh for single dugang for the protection. But maybe the fishermen community knows, community knows, but the general public may not be aware of that. But at the same time, if it is generally known, if it is generally disseminated, then someone from the close circle say that please you don't do that. I read a news item that this is very critical and it is very important to the nature and the ecology, maintaining the ecology. I say that ecological service rendered by the honeybees, who will explain? Like that the animal is also rendering. So that that will be the quite a possible way to translate the data. Nowadays we have a big data, and data that also be translated to the public. But we know that which will they happily receive. That's what we have to understand. Thank you.
Nagaratnam sir, with your permission, shall I add some points for Meenakshi?
Yeah, definitely. You have asked not some many more points you can ask.
No, sir. Actually, I'm a marine biologist and I am not into media, or I am not into science communication aspect. But what is the point coming into my mind? I just want to narrate here. Yes. Actually, if media person want to publish any kind of information related to any kind of climate change or any kind of adverse effect, instead of pointing out it as a danger or a negative thing to the public, we can publish it in a way of a positive approach that will be reach the human mind, and it will work out in a positive way. That is the point I just want to give here.
Definitely.
If we say that marine plastic, if we enter into the fish gut and if we eat that fish, we will soon we will die, means definitely people will think, okay, that plastic definitely it will kill the people. Like that, they are nowadays people are very much neglected about that.
No. Actually, for example, pesticides, how pesticides have been present on our dining table.
Yes, sir.
Likewise, microplastics have been discussed. It was widely discussed in the social media also, and also people have been understood because of that only.
Yes, sir. But what my point is, as you are all the main people of media and communication, you have to give such kind of information in a positive way that will give a seed to the mind in a positive way.
I read one news item that to collect the plastics, they had created one different beautiful way. For example, with robotic way. For example, mass cleaning on the. I think that you shared that one. I think that in the IUCN portal also. Success stories and also positive stories are different. And also the negative impact also be equally reported, whether I or you interested or not interested. Definitely it will be a it will be a news item for the
Public.
media.
Yes.
Definitely they will publish it.
Yes.
And I said this information because of we have been receiving it till now from various media platforms.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, Dr. Vivekanandan sir is with us. Sir, we want to hear some views from you, sir.
Kindly unmute yourself, sir.
Please.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think you can hear me now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We can.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I had some connectivity. I have a connectivity problem. It's going on and off for me. But I was listening to Professor's talk throughout whenever I had the connectivity. Thank you very much, Professor, for your excellent presentation on on the role of the media. I enjoyed it very much. Just like how I enjoyed your company when you had the program last month in Madurai University. Thank you very much. Yeah, you are holding an important link between the researchers, scientists, the policymakers, and the journalists, and then to the grassroots, to the common public. So you have you are a scientist come communicator. So I think you have a very important role. And with particular reference to climate change, I think the media people have got a very important role because there are a lot of misunderstanding on climate change and its impact and its adaptation, etc. to the common public. Many are not even aware of what is happening. There is a tendency to accuse climate change for everything. But I think that way the media people have got a great role. And whatever education you are going to give to media people has to percolate to the and there is a potentially the common people can be changed to adapt to climate change and also mitigate climate change by simply changing their lifestyle to a very small step, like carpooling, like that type of thing, using bicycles, using some solar, using renewable energy at a minimal cost. I think that way the media people and the communicators have a great role in taking the message to the common public. My question to you would be, see, not only climate change, but there are several other signs here in India and also globally. But unfortunately, we do not have a good science newspaper. We do not have a good science magazine that is now available in the country. Even if it is there, the circulation will be minuscule. We have a lot of scientists here. We have a lot of research going on, a lot of science output coming, not only from India, but also from globally, which can be taken by newspapers, which is giving message in simple terms, either in local language or in English. You have agricultural science, climate science, environmental science, the health science. But I don't think financing and investing in this type of newspaper, it could be online newspaper also. That should not be a problem because we have several wealthy people like pharmaceutical companies, scientific instrument manufacturers. There are so many agricultural fertilizer companies. But why we are not having a good science newspaper, online or offline newspaper in this country? Is it because our common public interest has degraded to some extent? To that extent, we read only cinemas, we read only cricket, we read only some such sort of crime stories. Maybe that is also important. I don't say they are not important. But why we are not having this type of good scientific newspapers, daily papers, maybe 4 pages, maybe 6 pages? Why do you think? Can we improve the knowledge and the interest of the people. As a scientist in communication science, I am putting this question to you.
Sir, Nagaratnam sir, you have to unmute yourself.
Right now we are having, sir, very good question raised from you. That is wonderful one to think. Actually, the Vinyan Trishtikon, one newspaper from Rajasthan, coming out in Hindi, is the only science newspaper in this country. But in the newspapers, we have been seeing that there are a lot of pages is allotted in the across newspapers. At least one page in a week or in month, or 1 or 2 pages are being allotted by the newspapers. But mostly these pages are filled with laboratory oriented or purely scientific oriented, where many of the common public not interested in. So my personal view on that is to see, the journalist must see all the social issues with the scientific lens. That is very important notion that we have been advocating. So all the news items published in the newspaper must be seen by the scientific angle. For example, if a reporter of corporation sees the serious issue of a city with the scientific angle, definitely he will have a very good news for health. He will have a very good resilient news for climate change. Like what Dr. E. Vivekanandan said, all are not related with, may not be relating with climate change. But when we, unlike in the earlier years, we have been receiving frequent droughts, frequent floods, unlike earlier times. And also the intensity is heavy. Why? Because population becoming more and more every year. Then we are living a very thick concentrated area. Then the damage will be more, like, so that's what one thing. And also the government support for a newspaper, starting a newspaper or running a newspaper, was stopped earlier by the government for the Science and Technology Ministry. So that for publications, for the news publications, there is no assistance will be given from the government. But at the same time, nowadays we have online opportunities to run the newspapers, digital newspapers. E-ink concept is very old now, actually. 10-15 years e-ink was spoken. But now we are seeing digital newspapers, e-newspapers, e-papers, digital only newspapers. Many of the American newspapers have been converted are digital only access. You know that Christian Science Monitor actually is converted to e-paper. So that so many things have been happening. But printing for science, for particular region, will be a difficult task for the investor on science communication. But it must be, a newspaper must be there for public, and it must be run by responsible persons. Otherwise, we see that a lot of this type of initiatives were closed earlier, initially itself, starting itself.
Nagaratnam sir, this National Council for Science and Technology Communication is not supporting for such kind of activities, sir?
Yes, actually it is not a priority area for supporting newspapers.
Okay, sir.
they are supporting for the research initiatives and interventions, small interventions, but it has not been supported. Earlier they supported earlier, but slowly they are not. Now they are not supporting it for newspaper level.
Okay. Sir, actually, Anu, kindly
Yes, sir.
unmute Gayatri from
Yes, sir.
Kadalosai. She also want to interact with Sir as well as Meenakshi.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome, ma'am.
Very good evening, madam. Very good
sir.
evening.
Yeah, sir.
I am very happy to see you again here. It is a surprise to me that you are also a participant to this program.
Thank you, sir. I suddenly got a mail in the evening and I thought, like, okay, you are speaking, and I joined it immediately.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Good evening to everyone, Vivekanandan sir and Pukandan sir, everyone. Actually, I'm here to answer the question for Meenakshi. Actually, like I would like to tell about first us. I'm working for Kadalose Community Radio. This is a community radio operates for fishermen community. So here we actually speak about SDG 3, 4, and 13 and 14. That is quality education, gender equality, and life below water and climate change. So when we are taking these kind of issues to the community, when we deal with the community, gives a direct impact. Whatever we say is like act locally and think globally and act locally. This is one of our motto. So what we ask people to do is to act locally, not to throw plastics into the sea and other stuffs. So apart from Kadalose, speaking about Kadalose, to answer your thing, like we can have exclusive sections where we can touch people's emotion. In fact, like why to scare them or fear them with the impacts, whatever is going to happen with climate change. But instead of that, like pages, Facebook pages like Doodoo, pet lovers and all, they have beautiful sections where they touch the emotion of a dog or a pup, like a pup or a cat, whatever it is. Like they talk about like how they feel or what they do. So like that, we can have a segments either on TV or on a newspaper with the emotion, like appreciating a animal welfare person or a tree lover or a climate lover, environment lover, loving person, environmentalist, a quote by them, something to talk about. Like daily when they change the things, we can have such sections. And in TV or in newspaper, even like, and speaking about current problems faced by farmers or fishermen and tribes due to climate change, that mainly because since these things are happening because of humans' attitude. Like, so we can touch these things and speak on media, I think. Thank you.
Thanks for the information. Thanks for the information.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anu, anybody there in the chat box, they are raising their questions?
No, sir.
Meenakshi, she want to interact. Just unmute her again.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Hi again. I really liked what Vivekananda sir said, right, about changing our lifestyle. I think the more and more we get to hear about climate change and the more knowledge you get, right, the whole thing about by 2100, most of us are probably going to be climate migrants and all of that, right? It just, like, you are so scared that somehow you need to reduce that fear as well when you're going to write an article to somebody else, right? And that's also a challenge. But I think somewhere, right, we're also comfortable with this whole capitalistic world we live in. We're comfortable with with plastic, with all of these things that we get so easily. And this is a question, and this is also a personal challenge, right? Like, is it even possible to talk about us reversing climate change when we are not ready yet, right, to change our own lifestyle? If we're not ready yet to give up our comforts, to live a simpler life in tune with nature, right, where we're in balance with the resources that are naturally available. So when we're not doing that, and we have we have these capitalistic firms who want us to buy their products, so basically trapping us with consumerism, and we want that comfort. And in this cycle of things, is it even possible to think about change and doing this? Is my question.
Sir, Vivekanandan sir,
So kindly unmute, sir.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
yes, sir.
Okay. If I understood the question properly, I think what Meenakshi is asking is how to take the right message to the people. Is it like that?
Not just the right message. I think the battle at least is it possible for us as say a species, right, to not to think about sustainable development and at the same time give up our comfort, because somewhere we need to give up our comfort to live that life in tune with nature, right? Otherwise there's no sense in saying don't throw the plastic in this place. We're still using plastic and it has to go somewhere, and there's only as many times that you get to renew this plastic, right? After a point of time you can't even recycle the plastic, so it does have to go somewhere.
Yeah, I think what you are talking is on the trade-off, how you have to sustain the environment or sustain the livelihood, but at the same time you have several other things. You have to sacrifice certain things, and so I think this is a very important question, and we may not have direct answer here now, at least in our place right now. But I think that's why I thought that there is a need to take the message to the people. I think that is very, very important to take the message, and maybe we may have to take some baby steps, because as you said, many events are now becoming more and more irreversible, and more time we waste, it is going to be very difficult to reverse the trend. I think that way we have to make some sacrifices, the people at large, and this type of message has to so how exactly we can regulate this type of activities. So maybe the government alone may not be able to do, but maybe the voluntary organizations, the media, I think they also have a greater role in this type of things. I think, yeah, the question is really very important. And what I find is that very difficult, but I won't say that it is impossible to find answer so that we move towards sustainable development. But the role of government is also very important. Government themselves are not coming to any compromise or consensus, I would say, consensus to have the sustainable development at a global level as well as on the national level. But I think this is the answer which I could give you right now. But really, the question is very important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wanted to add one more thing. In addition to you, I also wanted to add to Ms. Meenakshi that technology has power for the sustainable development. Ms. Meenakshi. Which technology, new technology, or otherwise we have to search it in our old tradition. That also be a question. But the technology only will have a good solution for the issues of environment and ecological issues we have been facing. So that when we are doing with technology, at what cost? And we have LED now. Earlier we don't have, but the consumption will be drastically reduced, definitely. But if we have the same old technology in the sense, definitely it will not workable now. So that in future we will definitely have new technologies to contain all those things, because we cannot suddenly reduce our waste or otherwise energy consumption or any other consumption, suddenly we cannot do any change. Like during the initial weeks of COVID lockdowns. Hello.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Over to moderators.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So sorry, I have one more question. It's
Yeah,
a very,
please.
very small question, which is if, okay, for a budding journalist, right, and who wants to work with climate change, what are the journals or what websites, what are the things you would suggest for us to get information? What are the avenues? Yeah.
The first information, reliable information, you must know from the IPCC only. For example, they are releasing the reports frequent manner. Year-wise reports are also available. Whenever they release the report, annual reports, that is the reliable information for you. Based on that only, the global researchers have been changing, have been altered by the scientists. So that is the only foremost important item is the reports from the IPCC. Then UNFCCC also one of the leaders of information provider, and also UNEP, United Nations Environmental Program, UNEP also giving out good information, and also various other agencies of United Nations, and also international agencies, responsible international agencies have been providing reliable information on climate change. That is one point after. But also, for example, if you wanted to refer the journal information, if you wanted to, in the sense, there are a lot of titles available on climate change, but you go with the reputation of the publisher. You can choose the journal from the, I cannot say the particular names here, but you can choose from the reputed publishers in the research journal publishing arena. Also, some you can also get it from open access journals. If it is good, you can take it. And also, all over world, for example, Guardian newspaper has been publishing good information, good critical information on climate change very frequently. You cannot miss it. And also, for example, economic newspapers are far ahead than the mainstream newspapers. You might have known that. So that they have been working on that area. So that you will be well informed when you are accessing from the economic newspapers, you will be in the front line. And and another thing, you should have the constant contact with the scientists and also the activists and also the people who engages the communities. So that these are all the overall perception to write a good story. You should cite a person who knows it very well, who worked with that issue. It may not be cited without that that important thing. Otherwise, it will they will with the imagination they may tell something. If it is a ground level touch they have, then their language will be completely different. For example, if you go with mangrove people who depend upon the mangroves. For example, they have they have their own language. The communities they have been living with the support of mangroves. They are also the protectors of the mangroves earlier. You can get new narratives, new dialects, new discourses like that may not come from anyone from other side. So that the people who have been ground level grassroots touch will be given adequate importance.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
so much, sir.
Naratnam,
Thank
sir.
you.
Sir, actually, adding to Meenakshi's question, actually, you have given a lot of clues to her as she's from the media background. We scientists, particularly from biology background, we know how to publish papers in research articles or anything like that. But I want to know the secret. Whatever you have done an intervention, it is in the newspaper immediately. Can you tell the secret how we can make some kind of comment or any kind of how to publish something in the newspaper? Is it any kind of way to write to those editorial column for science and technology column in newspaper? Can you help or give some ideas for that, sir? I think Naratnam, sir, are you there?
There is some network issue from his side, I think so, sir.
Sir Naratnam, sir?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir, you're
sir.
audible, sir. Sir, did you listen my question, sir, or I have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
repeat?
I thought that you are asking to Meenakshi, isn't it, or to
No,
me?
no, no, I'm asking to you only.
Oh, sorry, sorry, Inbakandan. I
No,
thought
sir.
that.
Actually, you have given clue to Meenakshi to as
Yeah,
for
yes.
the publication. But I
Yeah.
just want to know, being a biologist, as I am a marine biologist, even I am having the wish to publish something in the science and technology column or anything in the newspaper. Definitely, it is not like as publishing in the normal scientific journal. It have a kind of different style. Can you give some suggestion or a clue for doing such kind of work? I think again, Nagaratnam
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sir?
So we can't hear you, sir.
Now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So, what you are asking that your news information maybe get published. That's what.
No, whatever we are doing in scientifically, you said even that Hindi newspaper, it is giving all kind of a laboratorial based studies. Actually,
Okay.
in newspaper, we have to return a scientific story. For that kind of aspect, can you give some clue or will you help us with some kind of workshop or anything like that?
To workshop to scientists or journalists.
Only for scientists. You journalists know how to publish your work in papers.
Yes, yes. The newspapers will publish only if it fits for publication for the masses. Okay.
Okay.
If it is interesting. If it is interesting.
Okay.
If it affects large number of people, then they will be interested.
Okay.
That is the only mantra.
Okay.
Okay. Or if you are actually, if you have a new solution, or if you have a new plan, or otherwise a good strategy to combat the adverse impact of an issue. So the value of news value, it must have a news value. So that if you have a research finding in the sense, then journalist can rightly pick up your findings, definitely. But most of the cases, what I think, many of the scientists do not approach right journalists.
Okay.
If they identify and contact it, them definitely, if it fits their interest, then it will be definitely be published.
The way you said, no, sir, to approaching the right people, I think we are lack in that kind of aspect.
Yeah, for example,
Hereafter I can approach you, it seems.
Oh no. You can definitely we will help you. But at the same time, the environment become news beat now. Earlier, environment has become a news beat. Now earlier it was not, for example. But in the language newspapers, still environment is not a beat for covering news items. Someone else from the corporation or someone else from the police who also covers the environment. Now you should identify a person who reports regularly about environment, in the sense you can feed them and you can have a good contact with them also. That will also good for the public. They will get the good information from the people like you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Actually,
One more query is from Nazini. Yes.
Nazini ma'am, she is our HOD of visual communication. Ma'am, kindly. Nazini ma'am. Nazini ma'am, are you there?
She is there, sir, but we can't hear her. But she posted a question in chat. Her question is applying projects on ecological and media.
Applying projects on
ecological and media.
Question is incomplete, madam.
Yeah.
Yes. If she is there, she would have questions.
If you are there, you can directly interact, ma'am, because
you can ask her to come so that we can at least give some inputs to her.
No problem. No, if
I think that it is online. I did not understand what actually she is really wanted to.
Nazini ma'am, you can unmute yourself.
She is unmuted, sir. Nazini ma'am, you can speak, ma'am. If you can't speak, you can type in the chat, ma'am. I will convey to the sir, ma'am.
Okay, if I think almost 7:49, we can wind up the program. Sir, I do one thing, sir. Actually, she is the head of the Department of Visual Communication here.
Okay.
I can communicate to her, and again, I communicate to you, sir.
Yeah, definitely.
Hope Nazini ma'am is listening to me so that I can do the thing positively. Sir, thanks for the wonderful presentation, sir. Actually, today it's like a politician speech, as you have narrated everything like that. So, as being a Madurai person, every human in the Madurai, they have to get that spirit to love the nature. Thanks for that wonderful presentation, and thanks for everyone who interact here, and thanks for Vivekanandan sir for joining with us. Anu, now you can.
Yes,
yeah, please.
Yes, I also thank Dr. Inbakandan for the opportunity. I also thank Dr. E. Vivekanandan for the opportunity to discuss with completely new persons.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. For participants regarding tomorrow's session, the topic will be on adapting the communities and enhancing their livelihoods by Dr. S. Velviri ma'am, Principal Scientist of MS Swaminathan Research Foundation. Kindly join the session at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Swaminathan sir. Vivekanandan sir, thank you, sir. And thanks for everyone. Thank you, Anu. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.